So Season 2 is now officially and fully revealed for Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone, and there's a lot to discuss in regards to what you need to know and what's coming. So drop your thoughts as we go along, drop a like, consider subscribing to stay up to date with all things Modern Warfare 3 and other FPS content. As well, make sure you check out the Twitch channel linked down below to hang out with us live as we get back into the swing of streaming and all that. But anyways, tons to talk about. Let's get into it. For multiplayer, let's start there. The multiplayer map offering actually is a bit more than I anticipated here. At launch, we'll have 3 6v6 maps, or I guess 4 if you end up including the war operation alongside that, but we've seen as of yesterday the mention of Departures, Stash House, and Vista as the core 6v6 maps. Those were expanded upon a little bit, giving us some information about each one of these. Departures looks a lot bigger than initially anticipated. It seemed like it was going to be a very small map because we only saw that outside of the concourse, the street side drop off, but it goes into the building and actually a bit more. Stash House again is a small sized 6v6 map here at this, and also it's going to be coming to gunfight in 2v2 as well, based off of what was mentioned in the blog post. This seemingly a very small map, so probably the size almost of maybe Meat, maybe a little smaller, maybe Shipment, but we end up seeing a little bit more detailed about that. And Vista is another core 6v6 map that again looks a bit larger than maybe we anticipated, but still not as big as say Departures. Departures is classified as a medium to large size map, so again, based off what we saw in that little teaser yesterday, a little surprising that it is that big. But anyways, we'll also see, in addition to those at mid-season, DOS House as a remastered and reimagined map here at this. The layout is relatively the same, but it's instead set as a sort of high-rise skyscraper still under construction. So you're not going to have that sort of just training facility feel that DOS House had, but in terms of how it'll play out, likely very similar, if not identical. But that is going to be a 4th core 6v6 map coming to the rotation as well in mid-season. So 4 multiplayer maps here instead of the just 3. Honestly, I'm okay if they continue to do this. Bring us 3 originals and maybe 1 remaster here throughout each season. I'd be okay with that. But on top of that, coming in season as well at the mid-season is limited time variations here of both Terminal as well as Skid Row. Terminal will see the version Airborne, where it's a much darker vibe to it, where it's got sort of the zombie overrun feel to it. The key art shows a bit of a locust infestation. Skid Row ends up turning into Skid Grow, where it's just moss overgrown and it's a bit more apocalyptic themed, fitting that of the Walking Dead crossover that we have. And my only hopes here for these is that, unlike the Vortex maps, unlike what we saw, although it did happen for a little bit, we did have the holiday themed maps in the regular rotation for a little bit after their LTMs, but I hope these stick around a little bit more. I'd be perfectly fine with seeing these maps on rotation in that core 6v6 gameplay. Then of course the final thing in regards to that map play is that of Operation Tin Man, the new war map coming, that new experience with that. Another 3 steps taking place at the base of Zaravan City and that skyscraper here at this, going from high to low in elevation. Weaponry, we have 4 weapons detailed as coming throughout the season, 2 at launch, 2 within the season. I'm kind of hoping we get a surprise introduction here of maybe 1 or 2 more weapons, but we'll see if that happens. For the battle pass, what we have at launch, we have the BP-50, which is the F2000, or previously as we thought it would be called because it was seen in the game as such, was the Anvil B. But the F2000 is detailed as a modular bullpup chambered in 5.56, tearing down the competition with a high rate of fire and exceptional accuracy for dominating at mid to long ranges. And the Ram 9 is an SMG here, which is described as a more maneuverable and agile version of the assault rifle counterpart. This bullpup SMG chambered in 9mm is lethal at close range. So not as original a weapon as we expected perhaps, but a counterpart here in terms of maybe like weapon platform or family with that. But beyond that, we see the SOA Subverter, a new battle rifle coming in season, that going to be a weekly challenge unlock, similar to how we had the TAC Evolvery this past season, or rather current season. And then the Soul Render is a new sword melee weapon that's coming in season, but is detailed as redacted. So my guess, probably around that mid-season mark, where you end up maybe having the new Battle Pass sector. That's a classified and redacted sector with that, so that could fit in there as well. But those are the weapons here that we see. Alongside that, we'll also see a ton more in regards to the aftermarket parts. Detailed are 7 new aftermarket parts coming within season 2 for the Holger 26, Longbow, Holger 5.56, Haymaker, Bass-B, and then 2 overall attachments of just simply the Jack Limb Ripper, which is that of the chainsaw, and then the Jack Glassless Optic, which is a new optic attachment. For game modes, we'll see the Team Gun game at launch. We'll also see Snipers only at launch, and then Horde Point as a limited time mode here at launch as well. In season, we'll end up seeing things like Juggermosh, which is a special third-person perspective multiplayer mode where it's all Juggernaut combat all the time. So interesting to see how that'll work out. And then Bounty will be coming at mid-season alongside the Vortex Decay's Realm. Again, those LTMs featuring those map variations on Terminal and Skid Row. For our operators coming in season, we have Kate Laswell as the launch battle pass sort of main storyline operator, but also we're going to be ending up getting Rick Grimes in the battle pass as an instant reward as well. So if you end up buying the battle pass, you'll end up getting both those operators immediately. If you get Black Cell, there's the new John Doe Black Cell operator as well. And then in season, we'll end up seeing operators like Michonne from The Walking Dead pop up as well. The last thing really in terms of multiplayer gameplay related stuff is there's a new gameplay feature of the Ninja Vest coming here. We saw the Assassin Vest introduced with season 1, the Ninja Vest coming within season 2, so probably a new vest per season. The Ninja Vest will offer silent melee and throwing weapon specialist abilities with equipment slots of the tactical, lethal, and field upgrade, and the gear slots of gloves, boots, and gear. It'll eliminate footstep sounds, it'll make you immune to movement reduction effects, and it'll give you bonus shuriken or throwing knife ammo if you end up having those. You can also resupply the shuriken and throwing knives every 25 seconds. Now, duplicate effects do not stack as with other vests, but if equipped with the covert sneakers, you'll gain the effect of the running sneakers as that sort of trade-off. So a new vest that actually might be pretty beneficial here if you ask me. In regards to the multiplayer content beyond that, well, of course, we have ranked play getting an update as well. More so just in the rewards category, it's going to end up elongating because you have the full season now for the seasonal challenge rewards. Those 5, 10, 25, 50, 75, and 100 ranked match wins will now give you new sets of things like a sticker, weapon blueprint, charm, weapon decal, loading screen, and a new weapon camo. But your season end placements actually will give you something pretty cool this time around as well, with new camos coming alongside those placements wherever you finish up. So long as you get gold and above, you'll end up getting a camo. Now, it doesn't seem like these are animated camos. They seem pretty static ones. Some look kind of cool, some not so much. So we'll see if they're actually worth it once we see them in game, but based off the image, well, that's again up to you. Multiplayer also ended up having their events for the first half of the season detailed. We'll have 4 additional events coming here. Horde Hunt, which is the launch event that launches from the 7th to March 6th. So the entirety of the first half of the season here. Then you'll have the Year of the Dragon, which is February 9th to the 14th, which is 10 rewards and an XP based event as well. The Cryptid Boot Camp event is going to be from the 14th to the 28th. 2 weeks on that one and 9 rewards total being challenge based. And then we'll have the Walking Dead Fear the Living event from the 28th to the 6th, which is 10 rewards and XP based. That camo for that, the overall mastery, already leaked. It's a 2D non-animated camo of barbed wire, kind of emulating the barbed wire on Lucille, if you guys have seen that, but it's not any sort of 3D wrap or anything like that, so it might not be your cup of tea. But anyways, we'll also have more events at Season 2 Reloaded where they detailed more will be shown at the reveal for Season 2 Reloaded for that back half. We have new weekly challenges coming along with the reward for completion all 8 weeks, actually looking pretty good this time around. Coherence kind of sucked to me. I thought that it was kind of a disappointment when you looked at the preseason reward versus the Season 1 and longer duration on the season at that point. So this one is an animated camo and also looks actually better, so I'm cool with that one. And then finally, for Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, you have new prestiges up to Prestige 9 and level 450 coming alongside that. So surprisingly, a lot for multiplayer here this season, which I'm all for. But let's jump over to the Warzone side of things. The big things that you need to know about: Fortune's Keep coming back, obviously we know that one. And then also announced today was Ranked Resurgence, a ranked mode for Resurgence only. We don't have any information just yet on overall ranked play on the big map like we would see in Al Mazrah here last year, and then what was going to be Urzikstan this year. But anyways, let's talk about this a little further. Fortune's Keep, of course, coming back slightly altered. There's a couple of POIs that are adjusted here that aren't exactly the same. There's a couple of things here that are like zombie themed for this season, and presumably they're going to be going away in the future, but that kind of comes into some of the gameplay features we've seen and we'll touch on in a second, but overall might have some familiarity to it if you of course grinded it out within Warzone 1. There is going to be new sections where you can end up swimming, obviously, and then in season we're actually going to see a seemingly mobile POI, kind of like those little boats that would go around the canals in Vondel, but this time on the outside patrolling the map, it seems like, in a much larger one based off the trailer. But anyways, that's coming back. Looking forward to jumping in and trying that out, seeing how it plays in Warzone air quote 3. But let's talk a little bit about Resurgence Ranked. For the most part, it's going to seem very familiar to Warzone Ranked. You're still going to end up getting your deployment fees that will cost you up front, then getting SR for things like kills, assists, and placement. but also you're going to end up seeing death penalties to SR as well. So you don't want to die a ton. You don't want to end up trying to full send and getting as many kills as possible, because you will end up taking SR penalties every single time you die. Now, there also is an interesting part here for this, a one-time boost, singular uses here for this that will seemingly go forward every single season at this point, of new seasonal SR challenges. So your first kill or assist will grant you 100 bonus SR, 10 kills or assists, another 100, 25, another 100, 50, another 100, 100, another 100, reaching the top 8 squads for the first time, 100 SR, reaching the top 5 squads for the first time, 100 SR, reaching top 3, 100 SR, and then winning a matches plus 200 SR. Now, those are all going to just simply be one-time uses here. Once you cross that threshold for the first time, that's when you get that SR, and you won't again for the rest of the season, but a cool little way, I think, to give some bonus SR for those that may be wanting to jump in. Now, overall, that's kind of ranked in a nutshell. Again, very similar to what we saw with the big ranked experience, but the rewards this time around are kind of underwhelming, I think. You, of course, have your sort of basic seasonal progression rewards of finishing the top 8 25 times, where you'll get the melted large decal. Finishing in the top 5 10 times gets you the pro issue striker blueprint. Finishing first at least once gets you the popped off charm. Getting 50 kills or assists gets you a sticker. 250 kills or assists, a loading screen, and then 1,000 kills or assists is the weapon camo. But your overall placement rewards, that's where I'm a little disappointed, because you only end up getting things like emblems, uniforms, and calling cards. Whereas, again, multiplayer ranked got those camos. I'm a big camo guy, so I would have loved to see that parity between the two, like we saw in Season 5 of ranked play for multiplayer and Warzone, both offering camos. But right now, it seems like we're maybe a season lagging behind at this point, because that's what we got last season for the placements in multiplayer. But we'll see how that works out in the future. Let's talk about some gameplay changes outside of just ranked play. On Fortune's Keep, we're going to end up seeing a couple of different things introduced here to the gameplay loop. You're going to have the Zombies Nest and Eradication Contract, which, if you saw the trailer, there were some zombies thrown in there, but it seems like that's going to be contract activated. You're not going to see those every single time you jump in, and also it's not a part of the zombies experience for some reason. So it's not like you're going to be able to jump into, or infill rather, for zombies into Fortune's Keep, but you'll end up being able to end up destroying cysts, eliminating enemy HVTs in terms of zombies to complete the contract. You'll have the Rogue Signal public event, where you can end up receiving objectives, completing those objectives, and then claiming the reward, which is seemingly the ray gun based off the trailer. Not sure how I feel about that one. Zombies power-ups will be something that is a limited time launch event that you can end up getting out of loot chests. So double points, full armor, max ammo, fire sale, looting spree, Zarkor, which is increasing movement speed by around 25%, infinite tack sprint, and reloading while sprinting, along with disabling fall damage on that one. And then Undead Sight, which for 45 seconds, operators or AI enemies within the range of your vision are highlighted red, and friendly squad mates are highlighted in blue, with tracker footsteps enabled. So we'll see how that works out. Those kind of seem pretty powerful. We'll see extendable bridges here within the gameplay loop itself. And then apparently there's some other sort of hidden secrets around the map that you can explore alongside all of that. Coming in season, we'll end up seeing that research vessel again, that mobile POI on the outskirts of Fortune's Keep. The Bunker Buster kill streak will be coming, which is essentially like just a missile that'll come in but kill you through the rooftops of whatever building you may be in. And then the Portable Decontamination Station field upgrade, the PDS, is finally returning. We saw that teased for months on end and seasons on end last year, never came, but now it's finally returning. So hopefully this isn't delayed for another 5 seasons or whatever afterwards, but we'll see. And then finally, talking about the third and final gameplay loop here of this is zombies, which for a zombies themed season, zombies kind of got shafted here at this. Everything of importance is coming at mid-season. Like literally nothing at launch for zombies. So for my zombies diehard fans, I am sorry, because this does suck for you. But at mid-season, at least if you're looking forward to the future, you're going to see new Dark Ether story acts. So Act 4 continuing, more things coming at mid-season there. A new rift, which seen more in detail from the roadmap, it looks to be the mall from Al Mazrah as a new location there. We'll see new schematics for the Mags of Holding, which allows you to shoot from reserve ammo. The Bloodburner key, which will allow you to have access to the Bloodburner whenever you want. And the VR11 schematic, plus also the new Warlord of Carries. So for zombies, yeah, kind of a shit season, I'm not gonna lie. But for everything else, on paper at least, minus zombies again, I kind of think this is a surprisingly good start for what we have on offer. Whether or not the game breaks as a result of this update, that's still of course to be determined, but right now, There's some really good MP content, I think, in terms of quantity. Some hefty stuff in Warzone too. So as cool as it is to say, nah, this sucks, game's dead, the season's gonna suck, blah, 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 and how being optimistic is kind of a sin in any sense at this point within the COD scene, I don't know why. I kind of am optimistic, I won't lie. As somebody that's been playing a lot more multiplayer as of recently, getting back onto it after finishing all my grinds, still really enjoying Warzone and now having something to grind out that actually gives you rewards instead of just having to fight that skill-based matchmaking that doesn't give you anything. Well, I'm actually kind of looking forward to what's on offer here in the launch of this season. So we'll see if that ends up changing in terms of my feelings as time goes on. Maybe the season does launch and I hate it. Who knows? But for right now, not half bad, I think. I think this is actually a pretty good looking start so far. And of course, by the indication for how long we've just simply had to talk about stuff, that's a lot compared to other seasonal reveals. So anyways, that's where we're going to wrap it up. That is Season 2 in a nutshell and everything you can expect to see as of this official reveal. So that's it. That's where we're going to wrap it up. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Modern Warfare 3, Warzone, all Season 2 coverage here, and anything else in regards to FPS content. I'd love to have in the community. But for now, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. See you later. Take care and peace.